Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello. My name is Muhammad Zul bin Fazul. Today, my group from section 1, group 1, represent our project in environmental laboratory. For our step presentation, there are seven topics that we will present. First is about us, about our group members. Second is introduction of our group project, and third is the objective of our group project. Fourth is the methodology of this project. Five, the result. Six, discussion, and lastly, the conclusion. In our group project, there are consists of 5 members. Firstly is Danish Environment Saiful Usman. Secondly, Elijah Ruben, anak lelaki Pavol Pragasam. Thirdly, Muhammad Faiz Irsyad bin Jamil. Fourth is me, Muhammad Zul bin Fazul. And lastly, Muhammad Sufi Firdaus bin Muhammad Fauzi.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Muhammad Faiz Irsyad bin Jamil. My memory number is AA212670. So today I'm gonna present about the introduction. Hazard identification is a crucial in the workplace to identify key jobs and equipment related dangers. This hazard can be categorized into safety, health, and environmental health. Health risks include agents causing illness, while safety risks involve equipment, fire, and sleeping. Touch safety analysis stage A help integrate safety and health concept into specific jobs. Reassessment involve calculating the likelihood of an impact of potential hazard. Using the equation risk equal to likelihood times severity, a risk matrix can be effectively communicate risk analysis, allowing for better decision making and risk management tactics. Hazard must be removed or renderized inactive to prevent harm to workers. Prioritizing workplace dangers using the relative risk value helps determine the appropriate step. Elimination and substitution are effective strategies, while engineering control like redesigning, automating, isolating, and using barriers can reduce risks. Administrative control includes safe work practice, supervision, training job, rotation, cleaning hygiene routines, and maintenance program. Personal protective equipment (PPE) is only required as the last resort when other control measures are ineffective. Employer and employees must be aware of PPE limitations and ensure proper preparation for accurate protection. Next, for the objective, there are three objectives that we list, which is first is to identify hazard at a assigned workplace using stack safety analysis technique. Second is to analyze risk at assigned workplace using qualitative method of hierarchy. And lastly, to recommend control measure to the hazard identified in laboratory 1 and accordance with the level of risk determined in laboratory 2. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Sufi Firdaus. Muhammad Fauzi, number meeting AA2122. I will present about the methodology of our project. First of all, we classify the work activities, and then we identify the hazard with risk assessment. Last but not least, we find for the risk control. Classify work activity. This step intend determine the duties and activity carried out in the lab. This makes it easier to identify any problem risks connected to any activity. Second, the hazard identification. The hazard identification focus on identifying key tasks for serious risks to workers' health and safety. It also examines equipment risk due to energy sources, usage, and other factors, which can be categorized into health, safety, and environmental risks. Check the risk assessment. The risk assessment evaluate hazard to determine accident likelihood and intensity, considering factors like nature, frequency, and effect. Priority is given to greater threats, enabling target management effort. Last but not least, the risk control. Risks are evaluated and control implemented to reduce hazard. Control measures include administrative, engineering, substitution, and elimination. Elimination involves clearing the lab of the hazard, while substituting requires replacement the dangerous. So, from me, thank you.
Hi, my name is Danish from Osman. My metric number is AA212947. So today I'm going to discuss the result of our risk analysis in the lab, which is the environmental run. So the table that shown here is the table provides a hazard identification, risk analysis, and risk control assessment. For various work activities in laboratory setting, each row represents specific work activity, and the corresponding columns provide information on identified hazards, their potential effects, existing risk, control measures, and recommended control measures. So the first one is using the furnace. The hazard is the high temperature of the furnace, and the effects of the using the furnace, it can give you skin burns if you not carefully to follow the procedure of the using the furnace. And the third one is existing risk control is use tongs or thick gloves when using the furnace for safety measures. And risk assessment, likelihood, which is L, is 3, and severity, S, which is 3, and risk is 9. And what is the recommended control measures is none, since existing control measures are sufficient. 2, using the BOD incubator. So the hazard is high temperature, and the effects to our body is skin burns. And existing risk control, there is nothing, there's no existing risk. And risk assessment is likelihood L is 1, severity is 3, and risk is 3. Recommended control measures, using rubber gloves to protect skin from burns. And 3.1 is using drying gloves. The 3 is using drying oven. So what is the hazard of using drying oven? The hazard is high temperature. The effects is skin burns. The existing risk control is use glove when using the drying oven. And risk assessment control, likelihood L is 1, severity S, which is 3, and risk is 3. Recommended control measures, using heat resistant gloves for better protection. So the fourth one is using autoclave machine. So the autoclave machine hazard is high pressure, which is very dangerous. The effects using can be thrown in there is high pressure in the machine. So if you not be careful and you're not aware of the machine that you're using, you can be thrown because the machine is using high temperature inside of it. And the existing risk control, both pressure readings must be 0 before use, and 2 security locks and a security meter. Risk assessment likelihood is 1 because everyone is well known about the pressure inside the machine, and severity is 5, and risk is 5. Recommended control measures is ensuring the pressure meter reading is 0 before using the machine. The fifth one is using the cold room. Hazard is the low temperature. Effect freeze to death if trapped in the cold room. So you need to be careful when you going into the cold room, since if you trap in there, you cannot. It's very hard to go out if there's no risk control. So existing risk control that I want to say is safety lock on the door handle to prevent entrapment. So there's a lock in there. So if you are likely to trap in the freeze room, you can push the lock from inside so you can get out. Risk assessment likelihood is 1 because it's rarely going to happen, and severity is 2, and risk is 2. So recommended control measure is none. Existing control measures are sufficient. 6, using a hot plate. Hazard is high temperature, and the effects is skin burn. Existing risk control is machine temperature control button. So risk assessment likelihood is 1, severity is 2, risk is 2. So what is the recommended control measures is placing a hot caution sign after using the hot plate as an additional warning. So like not people will know if you already use the machine or not. So if by putting a caution sign after you use the machine, so people will be well aware that the machine has been used and it's hot, and do not touch the machine because it's hot, right? So the second one is using chemical. So the hazard of chemical is exposure to poisonous material. And what is the effect is to erode our skin. And affecting risk control is special room to store in chemical materials. And risk assessment likelihood is 3, severity is 3, and risk is 9. It's very dangerous. A recommended control measure is using rubber gloves to protect against exposure to poisonous material. So if you're using the glove, and if you are likely to hit by the poisonous chemical, it will hit the glove first and not your skin. So your skin will be protected by the glove. And the eighth one, the last one, is chemical waste. Hazard. What is the hazard? It's exposed surrounding people to chemical waste, and the effect is eroded skin and pollution. So what is the existing risk control? Is special room and bucket to place chemical waste before disposal, because the chemical waste is not an ordinary waste. So if you need to dispose the chemical waste, you need to put it in a special place, so they can dispose it in a special way, and will not just throw in the same other disposal, which is very dangerous. And the recommended control measure is ensuring the lid of the chemical waste bin is always closed to prevent spills and exposure, which is very dangerous. Is if the chemical hits somebody else. So the table serves a guide to identify potential hazard, assess their risk, and determine appropriate control measures to ensure safety and of the individuals and minimize potential harm in laboratory. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Today I'm going to present about discussion of our group project. The discussion of our group project is laboratory environments pose significant risk to the health and safety of workers, especially when conducting experiment and research with potentially hazardous materials. To ensure safety, laboratory personnel should wear appropriate clothing, follow proper chemical handling policies, and maintain proper ventilation. Proper handling of chemicals, including checking labels and monitoring expiration dates, is crucial for preventing injury. Proper ventilation is essential for preventing exposure to harmful gases and vapors. Laboratory equipment must be regularly checked for damage or missing parts, and safety devices should be used on machines to prevent accident. Proper waste disposal is essential, with chemical and biological waste disposed of according to proper procedures and using suitable containers. Workers should be trained in proper waste disposal procedures to avoid confusion. A well-defined contingency plan is essential, addressing fires, spills, accidents, and other incidents. By adopting recommended control measures and following safety regulations, a safer working environment can be achieved. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi sir everyone, I'm Elijah. For the conclusion, our group have concluded that the hierarchy standard is an essential tool to ensure safety lab environments. Control measures also must be applied to eliminate risks from happening accidents. Moreover, to reduce accidents, the employees should involve themselves in the process of reviewing the hierarchy standard. That's all from me. Thank you very much.